this stuff is going crazy. Putler has just in the last couple of minutes came out at the conference he's at and said that his new missiles, if used in a swarm, and nothing can stop them. Nothing can stop them. He's coming out and saying this in the public. This isn't internet shit. This isn't somebody sitting on a webcam or anything. This is Putler at a fucking conference, an international conference, saying that when his new missiles are used in a swarm and nothing can stop them, and he's threatening to use them and saying that decision-making centres in Ukraine are getting selected for destruction right now. They're comparable to a nuclear weapon. Now this is straight out of Putler's mouth and his mouthpiece RT. Let's have a look.
Be shot down, Vladimir Putin said, by any existing air defense system. It can penetrate anything. Its its first test use and combat use at the Yuzhmash plant in Ukraine was a message. It was a message to Kiev that no matter what they give you, we'll have something that's better. But it was also a message to the West that all of these missile shields and air defense systems that they've been deploying and developing, that ultimately they won't help. That these Areshnik hypersonic missiles can penetrate all of them. He also said that, if these missiles are used in a swarm, as missiles are usually used, that their combined power, explosive power, can be comparable to a nuclear weapon.
Last night, we carried out a comprehensive strike using 90 missiles of similar classes and 100 drones. These were against military and defense industry facilities and their support systems. I repeat once again, these strikes on our part also took place in response to the incessant strikes on Russian territory with American missiles. As I have said many times, there will always be an answer from our side.
This is Vladimir Putin talking about the strikes that we reported on just a few hours ago, whereby dozens of missiles were first spotted entering Ukrainian airspace. He came from...
Now, bear in mind that is RT, so it is Putin's mouthpiece, but he is talking about... they are reporting that he said that if they're used in a swarm, which missiles tend to be, it's comparable to a nuclear missile, a nuclear weapon.
Military targets, targeting industrial military production in Ukraine, structure feeding the Ukrainian war machine, and that is presumably transformer stations, power lines, electricity generation stations all over Ukraine. Ukraine is, of course, suffering already from a lack of electricity due to degrading Russian strikes, but this is also in part of Russia's response to Ukraine using or striking deep within Russia using American, British, French missiles, which Russia had drawn a red line against. That red line had been stepped over conscientiously by the United States. It's a conscious decision to escalate, to prod Russia and to elicit a response.
All right, some of those latest details there from our senior correspondent, now to our senior political correspondent, Yegor Piskunov, just getting plugged in right now from the CSTO conference ongoing in Kazakhstan. We're here in Moscow. I trust you can hear me by now. A lot of comments coming out of the Russian President Vladimir Putin regarding the Orezhnik missile, why Russia feels the need to use it, why it's going into increased production. Yegor, you can give us some of the highlights.
Well, Rory, it's good to hear you because it is a bit hectic here, and historic stuff really, I think, is happening at this summit here in Astana. Lots of strong statements, especially from President Vladimir Putin. I just heard Murat Gaziev speak there, and I completely agree with him that even though Russia's latest hypersonic missile system, Oreshnik, was used on a target in Ukraine, it was definitely a message to the entire world. And Vladimir Putin has been saying saying that attacks on Russia and deeper into Russia to retaliate.
They just seem to be repeating themselves now. But my God, Lordy Lord, this is going nuclear, isn't it? But that is some heavy rhetoric coming out, and he's, well, I think basically I'll summarise. Putlers came out and said, oh, hold on.
Officials from Western countries announced permission for the Ukrainian army to strike Russian territory using Western-made long-range precision weapons. We have repeatedly pointed out that this will mean the direct involvement of these countries in the armed conflict, as the use of this weaponry without the direct participation of military personnel and specialists from the respective NATO countries is simply impossible.
And also said that
Anybody still think the world isn't at war right now? China, Russia, Iran, everybody's in play, man. Oh, listen to this.
Decision could be made in and opportunity, fingers crossed, to do that later on today, because
looks like a computer game, doesn't it?
Going to hold a final media conference where we'll be present. So Oreshnik is definitely a trick in the hat there, and this is definitely to the entire.
A rabbit in the hat, you fucking douchebag.
One facility, but really impact globe. Vladimir Putin.
Look at this, man. It's almost like a fucking, it's like a fucking YouTube video, innit? They should have made sound effects like Battleship. Aye, the Ruskies and the Poles hate each other big time. Right, I don't know if I want to watch any more of the Russian fear porn, but the Putler quotes are the same, but they're to serve the same reason, that they put the West in fear of his super duper paratrooper fucking missiles. You know what I mean? And there's no reason to fear them, because the same rules apply. Mutual destruction guaranteed. What he's basically saying there is he can destroy Ukraine like that, and it's like a nuclear missile, but it's not.
Putin also shed some light on what Oreshnik is, and that weapon.
Look, wait till you see the graphics.
Holes, and there's dozens of them. They could reach the speeds of 3 kilometers per second.
Alright, put your dick away. Put your dick away. But that's where we're at, folks. That's where we're at. The Swedish government are telling their citizens to stock up in water and pepperonis and pot noodles. Alright, get it, got it, good. Cat cheese, no cats, no cheese. We're harmed in this filming.